Have you got kids? Yeah, I have as well. Two, as you well know, two boys. I will do anything to protect the lives of my children and my family overall. I take the responsibility of being a parent, a father, very seriously. And our kids need to be protected, educated, brought up and kept safe until the day they are allowed to fend for themselves and find their way in the world. And until that time, it is our job to nurture them, feed them, clothe them, and keep them as safe and as happy and as loved as we can. And every now and again, I read a story about what happens to a young child in the care of parents or guardians who should never be allowed to stay there. And what happens to that child absolutely shakes me to my core. How do everyone? Welcome back to the channel for a Saturday. Hope you're doing all right. Hope your day's not been too bad. Let me know what you've been up to. I know I would have seen some of you in the live stream this afternoon, and we had one of our usual chats. I mentioned this yesterday, just briefly, and I wanted a chance to think about it over the course of the previous 24 hours, but I refer, of course, to the judgment put down on the stepmother and father of young Arthur Hughes, who was cruelly murdered by her and found guilty of said crime in a court of law. These two depraved sickos, and that's the most polite way I can describe them, I could go further, subjected that poor, beautiful little boy, only 6 years old, to a campaign of abuse, torture and mistreatment, which finally resulted in his death at the hands of the evil stepmother. Let that sink in for a second. 6 years old, tortured, abused and killed. There was a heartbreaking video I saw the other day which had young Arthur in a room on his own, shut away, saying, "Nobody loves me. I'm hungry. No one's there for me." How tragic. And I actually feel myself welling up actually talking about it. It's disgusting. These two evil individuals have been sent to prison. The father's been convicted of manslaughter. Quite how it's that charge, I don't know, but that's the law, and that's what's got put down as a judgment. He got 21 years. She was convicted of murder and got 29 years. To me, both sentences are nowhere near long enough. They should never see the light of day again. And I think the justice system in this case, particularly because of what happened to this young boy, needs to go further still. But that's a debate to be had by somebody else at some other time. And you have to ask yourself the question in the aftermath of this: how was it allowed to happen? Louise Rees, head of children's services, got paid 140 grand a year for the privilege, resigned, still refusing to apologise. Did they fail Arthur? There's reports that she was heavily criticised in a previous post as well, all to do with safety. Not great. Was it lockdown that doomed young Arthur to his fate? Was this case missed because everybody had to stay at home, protect the NHS and save lives? Maybe. You know, 50,000 children who are at risk have dropped off the radar because of the pandemic. I nearly called it the scandemic, but I'm not going there in this video. 50,000 children in need of help couldn't be located or reached because We weren't allowed out. Disgraceful. That's Arthur with his real mother, a convicted killer. But that besides, you look at the way he's smiling and the way they are, completely different story. And I do wonder if she didn't get sent down for what she was convicted of, whether this would have ended differently. You could see love and caring in that photo a mile off compared with what happened to him. That poor boy at the end of the day was completely failed by a system, completely failed by the parent that was left, whose job it is to protect him and keep him safe, and he ended up being killed between him and the stepmom. Totally unacceptable. Boris has made this vow. I do hope you're being straight with us, Boris. This could not be allowed to happen to another child anywhere, ever. And the unfortunate thing is, it probably already is while I'm speaking into my mobile phone. Put that figure in your head, folks. 50,000 kids disappeared off the radar because of lockdown. And they've been failed dramatically by a system that should have been there to protect them. Let me know what you think about all this. I'm dumbfounded, total disbelief, disgust, and the list goes on. And I'm off. I'll see you shortly with another one. Toodaloo.